Today, we're going to be going over the cost of living between Ontario and New Brunswick. And we're going to be doing this with Julaine, my girlfriend, who moved here from Ontario. And we'll be doing a cost comparison. Stay tuned. Don't put that stay tuned part in. How's it going, everybody? My name is Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Julaine Pratt.
And we are real estate agents here in St. John, New Brunswick with eXp Realty with collectively over 6 years experience between the both of us. And we are going to be breaking down the cost of living between Ontario and New Brunswick. Now, when we go over these numbers, when Julaine goes over these numbers, she picked from the cost of living in Kitchener, Ontario versus Quispamsis, New Brunswick. So if you like the sound of that, hit the like and subscribe button, follow along for the journey. But without further ado, let's get into this video. Julaine, take it from here.
Yeah, so did just want to give a quick breakdown. I had done my own research before making my move from Kitchener to Quispamsis because long term I didn't want to jump over here just to take advantage of the lower housing costs, but then have like quadruple the cost of living and it just not be something that I could maintain over time. So I did break it down a little bit.
Come here, bud.
I'd say this is generally what you see Ontario to New Brunswick, but again, there will be some outliers no matter what.
Of course, yeah.
So take it with a grain of salt. Also, some of the information, just to get a clear comparison, I did make from my move, like car insurance in particular. I did take the numbers from exactly when I moved, so you saw exactly what Ontario to New Brunswick's difference was. But I did do my best to get current numbers for this video. So to start, we have average house price.
The average house price, absolutely.
Yes,
There's going to be a major difference there.
Major difference. So we're looking in Quispamsis around the 281 mark for your average house price. I think that has actually gone up.
Yeah, I think so. When'd you pull that one?
So it would have been probably before Christmas.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
And then Kitchener at the same time was close to 715 was the average house price.
Okay.
So
that's a significant difference.
Yes.
Almost, that's what, over 500,000? Right around there?
Close to that, yeah. So over double.
Yeah, over double.
So crazy. Then property tax was actually really, really close. Quispam being 127 per 100,000 of assessed value, where Kitchener was 121 per 100. But as you can tell, based on Kitchener being almost more than double, even though the rate was similar, you're just being assessed way higher. So anticipate way higher property tax in Kitchener compared to Quispamsis. Right. I do know Quispamsis is one of the lower rates in kind of our general vicinity anyways, but they're still like quite on par until you get into like the non-resident stuff. Then you get some different penalties, but for moving and residing, really, really similar rates, but expect Quispam to be much, much less expensive just because your assessment rate is much lower. Then we look at electricity rates. Again, really, really similar. Quispam is 12.27 cents per kilowatts per hour, where Kitchener is 12.2. So again,
very
really,
similar.
really similar. One main difference is a lot of Ontario, except for your more like rural areas, are on a like timed out panel, where New Brunswick is actually rolling that out right now. So I think it's going to come to us probably late summer. Next year. But so that difference. So I picked for Kitchener your mid-peak time. So where New Brunswick is just like standard right now, where if you're doing a load of laundry at midnight, you're paying your 12.27 cents kilowatts an hour. If you're doing it at 9 a.m., you're paying the exact same. Where in Kitchener, you have different peaks.
I remember you telling me this. Right.
My mom was always really good at doing this and kind of instilled it in me, but we always would like set the dishwasher off as we're going to bed, did laundry on weekends just to hit those low peak times where you can save a decent amount. I think it actually drops down to about 8 cents per kilowatts per hour. So you can see some significant savings, but again, New Brunswick is rolling this out. They're in phase 1 now. We're going to get hit in phase 2 with it.
Right. So it's like there's a higher charge during the peak hours that everybody's using power just because it's more draw on the system.
Which can be bad if you're like running a company and that's when you have all your lights and all your computers on.
Of course.
This is now going to affect you negatively, but for people who are just kind of running a house right now and can strategize a little bit, like again, simple things like, okay, instead of doing the dishwasher like right after dinner, wait 2 hours and set it off then. So I had mentioned car insurance. So this is actually like 2022's rates for me, just so that I had the direct comparison with my same car being the same age. So when I left Kitchener, my annual rate was $1,452. And that immediately got dropped to $1,003 upon moving to Quispamsis. And with the rate of thefts in Ontario right now, a feeling that the difference would be even greater.
Right. Yeah.
I've heard, I think more in the Toronto area, but I've heard people are just getting destroyed with the renewals for car insurance. So I didn't want to give inaccuracies. So I did, like, again, same age car, as similar as I could, with the only difference being where my residence is. There was a $450 difference just from there. So less expensive in Quispam, just lower population, so lower crash rates and stuff like that, and just
less theft probably,
thefts,
and less claims being made than general lower rates.
Groceries are pretty much on par. A few things will be more expensive, a few things less expensive.
Right.
As always, you're looking like if you're getting like seasonal fruits and stuff, they're cheaper, but all in all, groceries were pretty on par.
Okay. Similar, yeah.
Like if you compare like a Costco to a Costco, they were the exact same pretty much.
Holy smokes.
Finn. This is Finn.
Finn is the same in New Brunswick as he
Actually,
is.
I don't have my stats on this, but since he just decided to come play tug with me, I did find the vet prices to be way more affordable in Quispamsis. When I lived in Kitchener and had this little guy as a pup, I'd actually drive out to the country and see a vet in Wellesley just to get some affordability.
Interesting. Good to know.
Dog food, again, you're pretty much on par. You're within cents of each other. Hourly wage just got moved up in New Brunswick. So hourly wage for Quispamsis, New Brunswick, is now $15.30 an hour.
Okay.
Ontario is $17.20. So those are actually surprisingly close when you consider the
price difference in housing.
So if you worked like your 37.5-hour week all year, you're like about a high 28,000 versus like a mid 33,000.
Right.
Which, when your housing costs are double, that's kind of nothing. So those are the numbers I pulled up that I thought were important, just to show that there's not like a big jump where, like, maybe if you were to go to the Northwest Territories or something like that, you'd see that significant jump just with not being able to get things to you. But here, cost of living is on par, if not a little bit less expensive on some things. So
that's super good to know. So this is a legit comparison between the some key items living in Ontario and compared to living in New Brunswick.
It was stuff that I was trying to research before I did my move, just because, again, you just want to think longevity if you're making a cross-Canada move, essentially.
100%.
So you don't want to get stuck with, like, oh, the housing being half the cost is really enticing, but then you're spending like $30 to get like a dozen eggs, which which sucks.
Right.
So,
Right.
so I
Yeah.
did-
So there's no right. So it's not like oh, haha, come on over, low housing costs, but everything else is what you're going to pay for.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. So you heard it firsthand here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching until the very end. If you did like this video, and if you like Finn, hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you very much. Have a great day.